Now we're going to use inequalities. Well, we're going to use graphs to solve inequalities. So the first one here is x squared minus 4 is greater than 0. So to solve, we're going to split it just like we did before. So you've got your x squared minus 4. Remember, it's just a regular parabola. That minus 4 on the outside moves it down 4. Okay. So if I look at this graph, greater than 0 means above the x-axis. So where is the function above the x-axis? Well, it's the blue part, right? So the graph of the function is positive from negative infinity all the way to negative 2, and then skipping over to 2 all the way to infinity. So those are the two intervals. Everything in between is below. So x squared minus 4 is greater than 0 when the x value is less than 2, or when the x value is greater than 2. Okay. Again, you could figure this out algebraically, but this is how you would do it looking at a graph. Here you go. You have a motorcycle is 40 miles ahead. So he's already 40 miles ahead of the car. Obviously not to scale. I don't think 40 miles, you could see that far. The motorcycle is, again, 40 miles ahead, and it's traveling at a rate of 40 miles per hour. The car travels at a rate of 60 miles per hour, and it's 40 miles behind. When will the car be ahead of the motorcycle? All right, so let's take a look. All right, so you're going to let x represent time, specifically hours. The reason why we're going to use hours is because the unit of speed is given as miles per hour. So 60x is going to represent how far the car has traveled in x hours. 40x is how far the bike has traveled in that amount of time, x hours. But since it was 40 miles ahead, we're going to do plus 40. So the question is, when does the car overtake the bike? That's why it's just greater than and not greater than or equal to, because it's not saying when will the car catch up to. It's saying when will the car be past it. So it's just greater than. If you graph both those sides, the blue is the 60x, the red is the 40x plus 40. So the point at which the blue passes is at 2. So the car will be ahead of the motorcycle anytime after 2 hours. At exactly 2 hours, it catches up. Anytime after 2 hours, the car will be ahead, right? And that would go forever. I mean, obviously the car and the bike are going to go forever, but if they were to go forever, then the bike would never catch back up because it's consistently going slower. So anything past 2 hours is your answer there. For this one, we're going to graph x squared plus 6x plus 5. So x squared plus 6x plus 5. Okay. And then it's greater than or equal to 0. So that's just anything above the x-axis. So where is it above the x-axis? Well, there you go. Just by highlighting that, I can see that x value is -5. So all the x values less than or equal to -5, because this is saying greater than or equal to 0 here. So at -5, it is equal to 0. So that part counts. So the x values less than or equal to -5, and the x values greater than or equal to -1. Okay? If you check your answer, you'll see the same thing. Let's look at the last one. So you got two parts. So we're actually going to graph two different parts here. So x plus 3, and then 7 minus 3x. Okay. And the question is, when is the red above the black? So over here, the black is above the red, right? Over here, the red is above. Oh, did not need to do that. Over here, the red is above the black. The question is, when is the red above the black? So it's everything to the right of this point here. So if we're talking about to the right, we're talking about the x-coordinate of 1. So it's the x values that are greater than 1, right? And it's just greater than, not greater than or equal to, because that was what was asked in the original inequality. So x greater than 1, okay? And if you were to solve this algebraically, you would get the same thing. And if you're going to check your answer, you'll see the same thing. Okay, let's try example 3.